Last class we talked about, so a pot is made by someone and is made out of something. A potter is who makes the pot, and the pot is made out of clay, a wheel, and a stick. There are two factors behind the creation of the pot. First is upadankaran, or the material cause, which is any item that does not become separate from its original form when it is changed to a different shape or form. In our example of a pot, the material cause, or upadankaran, would be the clay, because it does not separate from the pot and because they are one. The pot is made of clay, and the clay makes the pot. Next is nimitkaran, or efficient cause, which is the object or objects that are used to help make the creation and will remain separate from the creation and the end product. In our example of the pot, the nimitkaran, or efficient cause, will be the wheel, stick, water, and person. Now, if we change our example from a pot to the universe, our nimitkaran and upadankaran are both Brahm. Brahm is both like the clay because he himself has taken form of the universe and uses attributes of Sat and Chit to create living and non-living beings, but he is also like the sculptor because he is the creator of the universe. Raja then explained Ekam Eva Advitya, which is how we describe Brahm. If we parse the word Ekam, we get Ekam Eva, meaning Brahm is the one and only, and Advitya, meaning there are no other entities besides Brahm. Therefore, Brahm is the cause, in addition to being the material and creation of the universe. So no entity is separate from him. Then we discussed Abhin Nimito Padan Karan, describing the fact that Brahm is both the material and efficient cause of the universe.
Yeah, nice. We may continue with the next one.
Jiraja. Generally, the material cause and the efficient cause are always separate in all functions and works. The theory, however, cannot be attributed to the creation of the universe, in which Brahm is the material as well as the efficient cause. To simplify this, we can say the world is created from Brahm himself, and Brahm has been the creator of it. In other words, Brahm is the material, and Brahm is the creation of the world. The material, the element, like nature, person, time, deed, and temperament, are different forms of Brahm himself. Hence, Brahm is an inseparable cause. The material cause and the efficient cause are unique and unparalleled in the world. This means that in almost all other causes, the efficient cause and the material cause remain separate, but in the cause of the universe, Brahm is both the material and the creator. This is so important because this phenomenon is unparalleled in the universe, and this only applies to Brahm.
So, in the last topic, we understood that efficient cause and material cause are generally different for the worldly objects. The objects which we witness, we have both these two type of causes for them, and mostly they are different. As in the example of pot, the clay is the material cause, and water, wheel, stick, the potter, etc., they are the efficient cause. But in the case of Brahma and the creation of the universe, they both are not different, because Brahma is Ekmeva Dvitiya, and there is no one else which exists other than him. So he himself has to be the material cause, and he himself has to be the efficient cause. Now here we have the 5 terms written down. Elements like nature, person, time, deed, and temperament. So you people will write down the meaning. Time will mean Kal. In our terms, it will be the Kal. Deed will be Karma. temperament equals to swabhav. Nature will mean prakriti. And person equals to Purush. So we have 5 terms: Kal, Karma, Swabhav, Prakriti and Purush. So first of all, we'll be understanding this in detail in the 3rd chapter, but just as a part of introduction, that Parabrahma Shri Krishna manifests in these 5 forms: Kal, Karma, Swabhav, Prakriti and Purush. In this, the Kal means that first of all Bhagavan creates the time, because time becomes the base for each and every creation. As for example, whatever deed we are doing, whatever wherever we are living, each and everything is existing in the time. It means we have a countable time for whatever we are doing. So unit may be different for counting the time, but ultimately everything happens in the time, in the framework of time. But Brahma, as we understood before, that he is out of that frame, he is not bound of the time. As we are born in any particular time, we die in any particular time, so we exist for a particular time and not forever. But as we are born in the time framework of time, we are bound with the time. But Brahma has created the time, so he is not bound in that frame, because time is bound in the frame of Brahma. The second thing which he creates is karma. First was the Kal. Kal means time. Second one is karma, the deed. It means he creates the function. And as Bhagavan has created the function, all of us and everything in this universe has the capacity to perform function. We can move. So the material cause or the efficient cause behind the function all of us are performing, or behind the movement of this whole universe, it is the function which Brahma has created. The third one is temperament. It means swabhav. Here, swabhav word doesn't mean that what sort of nature all of us have. So if someone is angry, we say that this is a swabhav. But here, swabhav will mean the essential character of any material, any object. Essential character of any object. In our term, it is defined that, for example, human. Human is a personality and humanity is his temperament. Being a human, it means humanity. So if you, for example, even if I behave like an animal, even if I start behaving like a worst human, in spite of that, I am human, because humanity cannot be separated from human. Humanity and human both has to be parallel. So humanity is the inbuilt most essential character. So it is known as temperament. So this means that Bhagavan created a particular essential character for all the forms, names and functions in this universe. If we go in detail, for example, if, for example, I am Maitri. Now, I am a human and I have humanity. Being a Maitri is my most essential character. For example, there is someone else who has the same face, same body structure and everything alike me, that girl would be my look-alike. Just for an example, if we imagine, even though we will be counted as two personalities, not as one. It means if I have a look-alike who will be exactly like me with all the characters and attributes, even though we will be counted as two and not as one. So this means that each and every personality, you, me and everything in this universe, they have an essential character of being in that particular form, and therefore there can be no one else who can take that place. So this is known as the temperament or the Swabhav. It is created by Bhagavan himself. Anyone has to ask about these three things, if there is any doubt?
Raja, I have a quick clarification question. So
Yes.
I was just wondering what these 5 terms are regarding again.
They are that when Bhagavan decides to create the universe, first of all he creates these 5 materials. He manifests himself in these 5 forms, and further to these 5 things the universe is created. So we'll be understanding the next. The 4th one will be nature or Prakriti, and the 5th one is a person or a Purush. So this means that out of Prakriti, all the Jada Padartha or non-living objects are created, and out of the person or the Purush, the first Purush Bhagavan creates. Here, Purush term is not for male. It is about just a mass of Chaitanya. We are individuals of Chaitanya. I am an individual like a fire and a spark. Fire is the mass of the heat, the hotness, and out of it it manifests the innumerable sparks. So those sparks are like individual beings like us, and the Purush Bhagavan creates, it will be representing the consciousness, the Chaitanya Guna of Bhagavan, and out of it all the individual beings are created, are manifested. So let me repeat, we have the 5 terms here: Kala, Karma, Swabhav, Prakriti and Purush. This is what Bhagavan creates first of all. During the creation of this universe, Bhagavan first of all creates these 5 things. And actually they are not creation, these are the 5 departments which Bhagavan allots for creating this universe. They are not different. These materials are not different from Bhagavan. Bhagavan himself plays the role of these 5 things. So the first one is the time. Bhagavan creates a framework of time in which everything will happen now on. So Brahma is out of that frame, but other than that, whatever is created will be in the framework of that time. Second one is karma, functions. So it will mean that first of all Bhagavan creates the function, and after Bhagavan creates the function, everything in this universe will have the capacity to move and have function. The third one is temperament or Swabhav. It means that each and every object and material in this universe has its essential character, and the material behaves, the objects will have that character, and therefore we define that object like that. For example, I have the character, essential character of humanity, and therefore I am known as a human being. Same way, a bird will have its character, and therefore it is known as bird. Even if something is look-alike or something behaves differently, we don't define human as an animal and not an animal as a human. So the essential character is known as Swabhav. The fourth one is nature. It is Prakriti. So we'll understand the form of Prakriti in the third chapter, but for now just understand that all the non-living objects are created out of Prakriti, and for Sun, the Purush is the mass of Chaitanya, mass of consciousness. So all the living beings, the individual beings, emerge out as sparks from the fire, alike fire, and therefore all the individual beings emerge out of the Chaitanya Purush. I hope it is clear now. Suraj, can you repeat?
Ji Raja. So, time, deed, temperament, nature, and person, or Kal, Karma, Sabhav, Prakriti, and Purush. These are the manifestations of Brahm, and these are the first things created whenever he creates the universe. So, time is what us humans and living creatures are bound by time, and then deed is the
not the living creatures, but the whole creation, the process of creation happens in the framework of time, including all the Devi Devta, all the objects, living, non-living objects, everything. So a frame of time is created, and in that frame, the whole process of creation goes on.
Yeah,
so everything is bound by time, other than Parabrahma Shri Krishna. So everything will happen in the framework of time, but only Bhagavan Shri Krishna is out of that frame. He is above the frame of time, because he creates it.
Ji Raja. So everything in the universe except Shri Krishna is bound by time, and we are bound by the framework of time. And then deed is the function and / capacity to move. Temperament is every object's essential character. And then nature is, or Prakriti, all non-living or Padarth is created out of Prakriti. And then Purush is a mass of Chaitanya.
All the individual beings are created out of that Chaitanya Purush. Okay. Anyone has any doubt regarding this?
Yeah. I just had a. So, like when you said like Bhagwan like manifests for himself from these like different forms of Kal, Karma, Svabhav, Prakriti, and Purush, can we like consider this as like the efficient cause of the universe? Because we learn like the material cause, those like the attributes of Satanchit.
Okay, we don't differentiate between Brahma and his attributes. Brahma and his attributes are one. They are not different. So, material cause and efficient cause, both has to be Brahma himself. Is that clear?
Yeah. So, these 5 things are not like either the material cause or the efficient cause?
These all 5 things are material cause, but they are created out of Brahma. So ultimately material cause is Brahma.
Okay.
Anyone else? Fine. Let us move on.
Ji Raja. So Sat Karantavad, absolute existence of the cause, the doctrine of the cause of existence. There are 2 opinions prevailing the theory of causation. One, Asat Karantvad, denying the absoluteness of the cause, and 2. Sat Karantvad, accepting the cause as absolute material. Asat Karantvadis believe that the destruction of the seed causes sprout of the sapling. The destruction of the dough of soil results in the creation of the pots. The destruction of sesame seeds turns into oil. All these examples suggest that destruction of one stage of thing, and it results into the different shape or form. Hence, Asat Karantavadis are of the opinion that the destruction of one thing paves the way to creation of another. Such concept is said to be that the percept of the theory of Asat Karantavadis. Sri Mahaprabhuji disapproves of the theory of Asat Karantvad. He says that the dharma concept attribute principle of the cause can never go with a non-existent thing. It can therefore not be the cause of anything. Let us understand both these concepts through examples. Should I continue reading?
Eventually, what this wants to explain is that theory of causation has been explained in two ways. The first one is the Satkaranatavad and the second one is Asatkaranatavad. What Satkaranatavad explains is that, for example, when we have a seed, and for example, I am trying to grow a tree out of that seed, and therefore, when we sow the seed in the soil, and after that we start watering it, we start providing it fertilizer, and then ultimately the seed will sprout in the form of a small plant. Now, for example, after it sprouts, can we go inside the soil? Can we check the soil and find out the seed which we had put there? We cannot find it. We cannot find the seed because the seed has sprouted itself in the form of that small sprout, in the form of that small plant. So what Asatkarantavadi say is that whatever material we consider as the cause has to destruct itself, and only after that the new material can be created out of it. For example, when I create a pot out of the duff of a soil, then after creating the pot, can I simultaneously have the duff of the soil? I can't have, because the duff of the soil has destructed itself and has created in the form of a pot. A pot cannot be addressed as a duff of the soil, and the duff of the soil cannot be addressed as a pot. Same way, the seed cannot be addressed as a plant, and the plant cannot be addressed as a seed. So it means that ultimately the destruction of one thing, only then it will pave the way for a new creation. Till the date the causal material is not destructed, there can not be a new creation. This is the theory of Asat Karanatavad. These were the examples that, for example, if I want to have oil out of the seed of a sesame, so I will have to crush it out, and only when I crush the seed I will have the oil out of it. But after having the oil, for example, if I inquire that where is the seed of that sesame, I want both the things. I want the seed and I want the oil. But it is not possible, because the seed has to destruct itself, only then we will be able to have the oil out of it. So the destruction of the seed is the cause for the sprout. Same way, destruction of the sesame seed is itself results in the form of the oil. And same way, the soil, the dough of the soil, when it ends itself, it results in the creation of a new pot. Srinath Mahaprabhuji is not Asat Karanatavadi. Mahaprabhuji is Sat Karanatavadi. This is the theory which opposes our stand. Therefore, we are understanding it first of all. And after that, what Mahaprabhuji has to say about this, we will be having that. Destruction of the material is the cause of creation. You people may write this down. I will add that into the text. I will have to make some changes. Just write down one thing, that destruction of the causal material is the result of the creation. It results in the form of creation. Without a destruction of the cause, existence or the creation of the product is not possible. This is what the Asatkaranatavadi, those who believe, they deny the absoluteness of the cause. The next one will be Satkaranatavadi. We will be taking it tomorrow. But if anyone has any problem in understanding Asatkaranatavad, we can take up the question.
Raja, I had a quick question. So,
yes.
What does the term causation mean? I'm confused on what the term causation means.
Causation means the cause and effect, the process which happens between the cause and effect, which results the cause in creation of the product, in the creation of the material. That process is known as causation. In our term, we would say Karya Karan Bhav. The theory of causation in our term is known as Karya Karan Bhav. It means the causal material is known as a Karan and the effect or the product is known as a Karya. So Karan creates the Karya and the process which continues between them is known as causation, or in our term we would say Karya Karan Bhav. How does the Karan creates the Karya, or how does the causal material results in the form of product or object? That process or that theory is known as causation.
Ji Raja. Raja, are you still there? Is it only me, or can no one hear Raja?
Yeah, I think it's
No, I think
I can't hear her.
he is disconnected.
We can't hear her either.
Asat Karanatavadi is, but Mahaprabhuji doesn't accept this. And how do we negate this theory? We'll be going through that tomorrow. Just a suggestion for all of you that this subject is quite difficult and it won't go very easy till the third chapter of Prameyratnasangrah. After that, everything is easy. So till that time, if all the participants, you people be more interactive and be in the conversation, it will be good for us. I think it will help me, because I have explained Kala Karma Subhava Prakriti Purush and the theory of causation as per Satkarantavadi, but there can be a lack of understanding in the topic. So better if you people speak out only as a part of explaining your understanding also. It will be better till the third chapter, because the subject is really difficult, and the other theories of causation, we have to understand them properly. Otherwise, what we are learning won't be much useful. So better to be more and more interactive for all of us. Let us conclude here for today.